Atlanta news first. Plus, starts now with First Alert Weather.
First Alert meteorologist J.D. Dishern here. And after the showers we had earlier this morning, we've kind of dried out for the afternoon. We've had a few sprinkles out there. For the most part, though, I think the moisture is going to be holding off until we get into the morning hours. I think that's when we're going to start to see those elevated rain chances returning into your forecast. So don't expect to see too much on the radar as we head into tonight. But by tomorrow morning, we're going to be looking for better chances of showers. In fact, let me go ahead and show you that overnight forecast. I just put it together, and it's here we go. That way you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. So, percentage-wise, we're not going to be looking for much until we get into about 2 a.m. Then maybe a 20% chance for a shower. And then as we head in towards 4 a.m., that's when we're going to start to see that first alert weather day kick in. 40% chance of rain, and then a 40% chance of rain for 6 a.m. for that morning commute. As we head into the afternoon, again, a first alert weather day, showers and storms, late morning into the afternoon hours, and then another band possible into the evening and overnight south of I-20, and then more storms continuing on for your Tuesday and off and on for your Wednesday. So the front half of the week is going to see a relatively unsettled weather pattern as we go in towards the afternoon and into the evening hours. I think overnight should be fairly quiet, and then we'll see those showers as we get in towards the heat of the day. Overall, we are going to start to see the potential for temperatures to climb, but for right now and really through the next few days, we're going to be looking for lower 80s for the afternoon highs. We're looking at 81 degrees right now in Atlanta, 77 in Carrollton, 78 in Covington, 80 in Eatonton, 80 in Canton and Gainesville as well, and 82 in Rome, and 83 for folks up into the Ella-J area. So, we topped out today at 84 degrees. Still a good 6 degrees below average for this time of year. And then 72 is the morning low. That's spot on. So overall, we're looking at 3 degrees below average for the day. So, the cool August start is continuing as we head in towards the middle of the month. But what about outdoors right now? Finally getting a few peaks of sunshine in here in Midtown, just in time as we head towards sunset. But, could actually give us a pretty nice sunset as we head into the next hour or so. 81 degrees right now. We're going to be looking at temperatures slowly falling, as we showed you earlier, into the overnight hours, looking for about 72 degrees for the morning low here in Atlanta. Going on in towards the suburbs, we're going to be looking for temperatures, again, in the low 70s. Tomorrow's not going to be one of those days where we see a big difference because of so much, moisture that's going to be in the air. You're going to feel that as you walk outside and walk out the door into your Monday. Again, by this point, we could already see some showers in the forecast. So here's that 6 a.m. This is when we're looking for those temperatures in the low 70s. Already showers possibly in place, so give yourself a little extra time for that morning commute. We're going to be looking at the potential for some showers to kind of slow your roll as you make your way into the office, and then continuing on as we head into the afternoon hours. So take a look. We'll put this into motion. Going into 8, 9 o'clock, it continues to spread into North Georgia as we head into the noon hour, and that first band will kind of dissipate as we head in towards the afternoon, lingering in northeast Georgia, but then you'll notice south of I-20, showers and storms will begin to develop. Those should stay really south of I-20 for the most part. They may creep north of it just a little bit, but I don't foresee those making their way into North Georgia as we head through the evening hours. And then notice even as we head towards midnight, the potential is still there going on into the overnight hours and then possibly on into early Tuesday for a few rumbles of thunder and then some isolated shower chances. Now with the clouds and the rain in place, again, we're not expecting temperatures really any warmer than what we saw today. In fact, may even be a few degrees cooler. We're going to be looking for temperatures in the low to mid 80s as we get into your Monday afternoon, maybe even some upper 70s for northeast Georgia where that cloud cover and that rain cover from the morning kind of hinders and inhibits that temperature from climbing too much. So 79 possibly for the high in Gainesville, 76 possible for folks up into Helen. Now heading on in towards Tuesday, pretty much more of the same. Maybe we'll be seeing temperatures a degree or so warmer. And I think that might be because rain chances as the moment kind of, shows us going into the Tuesday and Wednesday drop off a little bit. And it's not so much that we're not expecting as much rain. There's just a little more uncertainty as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. So the European model showing us very wet. The GFS kind of showing us wet. Then the two high resolution models we have, the graph shows us dry. And then the HER, which is another high-resolution model, literally stands for High Resolution Rapid Refresh, shows us wet. So, they're not still 48 hours coming together. And that could cause, some fluctuations in the forecast and fluctuations in the temperature as we go into your Tuesday and then on into your Wednesday as well. So, here's the high temperatures that we're going to be looking at here. Again, that first alert weather day is on Monday. Let me go ahead and change that out for you real quick. There you go. We're looking at 82 and then 85, but notice as we get towards the end of the week and rain chances go down, we're going to see the temperatures rise. In fact, the average this time of year is 90. We could get there by Thursday, and especially as we head on in towards Friday, because those rain chances are going to be going down as well. So, take a look. By the time we get into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 50% and above, but then Thursday, 40%, 30% on Friday. We'll see a little bit more sunshine coming in for the back half of the week, and that's going to help raise those temperatures back up a bit. We'll still be humid, so I hope you've really gotten out and had a chance to enjoy these relatively wetter and cooler conditions. I know it's hard to enjoy the wet conditions on a weekend, but we all complain in the summertime. Sometimes it gets too hot, but that heat's going to return as we head in towards the next week and a half or so. So overall, here's your 7-day forecast. Let's go ahead and break it down for you. Again, for those of you who missed it, here's what you can expect for your Monday. Showers already in place as we head into the beginning of the work week and that morning commute. Give yourself a little extra time, a little extra energy to get into the office in the morning. If the rain's in place, we all know how the interstates get. They're going to start to clog up. Could take you a little extra time to get into work if there's any accidents blocking any lanes of traffic. Now, by 11 a.m., most of this moves into the North Metro and up into North Georgia, and that's where it's going to stay throughout most of the afternoon. And then as we head into the early evening hours, so we're talking your commute time here for the evening, could see more showers and storms beginning to pop up south of the city and then push their way north. Now, these, I think, are going to stay relatively south in our viewing area, so not expecting them to make them up to, say, like Canton or up into Ellijay. But for folks in Cobb County, Gwinnett County, Athens, and South, you could see these as we go through the evening and even into the overnight hours on into your Tuesday. I'm kind of waiting in. The next round of models will come in as we head in towards the 10 o'clock hour. I'm waiting for those models to see if I'm going to pull the trigger on a first alert weather day for your Tuesday. Again, there's still a little discrepancy, but more and more models are coming into alignment that I might have to bump that rain chance up to 60%. If that happens, we'll have a first alert weather day here. But notice for the moment right now, we're looking at the potential for isolated showers for the day. And then you see this moisture spinning out into Alabama, possibly giving us some moisture in our western suburbs. So this is kind of what we're waiting on to see. Models have not agreed on the placement of this for the most part. So this is an MCV. This is a mesoscale convective vortice. Basically, it's a little mini area of low pressure. If it slides further to the east, obviously we're going to see a lot more rain in our area. If it slides further to the west, we're going to see a lot less rain in the area. And if it stays exactly where it is, mainly our western suburbs and maybe the Atlanta city itself, could see that moisture kind of push on through. All depends on where that goes, but you'll notice that arm kind of spirals through, and then we'll continue to do so as we head into the evening hours, and then eventually pushes rain up into North Georgia for a very wet evening. So it really kind of just depends on where that sets up as to whether we're going to pull the trigger on that first alert weather day. Now, as we head into Wednesday, 50-50 shot, 86, and I mentioned we're going to warm things up as we head into the afternoon hours on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So upper 80s to lower 90s for those days. In fact, let's go ahead and break out what you can expect for your Saturday. So this is next weekend. I know we all like to look forward to the weekends and get through the work week. So we're looking for temperatures widespread upper 80s to lower 90s. Again, average for this time of year, it's just been quite some time since we've seen temperatures near 90. In fact, we haven't gotten into the 90s in about 2 weeks. So this would be a big change. 90 in Atlanta, 91 Rome, 90 Canton, 90 Eatonton, 90s up and really across the eastern portion of the viewing area, almost there in Athens, 87 in Gainesville, 85 in Helen, maybe 86 down into LaGrange. As for the rest of that 7-day forecast, here's what you can expect. Sunday, pop-up showers and storms, upper 80s to lower 90s. I think next weekend we finally return to that typical summertime weather pattern, and that's going to be hot temps, and average for this time of year, but also pop-up showers and storms. So we're not going to be looking at too much in the way of some big changes heading on in towards the next week. And then I think as we head into the middle of the month, temperatures may even start to go above average a little bit. But considering we had temperatures in the 60s earlier this month, and that's just 21 degrees below average, it's going to be really hard for us to make up that deficit and get above average or even hit average for this month. So I think August is going to go down as a slightly cooler than average month. When you look at the overall highs, our morning temperatures actually have been spot on for the most part. So, here's your 7-day forecast. Get ready. Have the umbrella handy for at least the first 3 days, maybe even beyond as we settle into just those pop-up showers and storms. But overall, just go ahead and prepare for a wet start to the week. And then just average as we head into the back half of the week and on into the weekend. I'm going to be back on air at 10:30 on Peachtree TV and 11 o'clock on Atlanta News First. And then we'll see Ella and Rodney back tomorrow morning on air, online, and streaming on the app. Hope you all have a wonderful evening And then again, prepare for possibly a wet.
Stay up to date on your latest weather from the largest team of meteorologists in the Southeast. Download the First Alert Weather app for hour-by-hour forecasts and join us every weekday at 11:30 a.m. on ANF+. You can also text weather to the number on your screen, and we'll send a link directly to your cell phone.